You're listening to The Gal Code, hosted by me, BB Bagnall.
And me, Rob Gartland. Thanks for joining us this week to discuss hot topics, our pit and the peak of the week,
And our Gal Code, the rules to live by.
Let's get started. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of The Gal Code.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you for staying with us this far.
I know. Good. How are you doing, BB?
I'm good, you know. Okay, right, no, today's been interesting.
Oh no, what's happened?
Can I just have an unravel of, my day? Today I went into the office for the first time since March.
Okay.
So I woke up this morning because I was like, okay, I'm going to test out my new commute. And then after things started to go wrong, I was like, no, do you know what? I'm going to work from home a bit in the morning and then I'm going to go in when it's not, really busy. I got up and I was like, is the shower acting up? Or, is this just me? And it keeps going between hot and cold.
No.
And my housemates, they're using the other shower and they were like, well, I haven't noticed it. And I was like, well, it must be fine because surely if it was the boiler, it would affect your shower. But I just feel like I notice these things because I'm fussy about my shower temperature.
What temperature do you like?
Well, at the moment, because it's quite hot in London, I don't like it too hot.
Like a room temperature
A room temperature, but I like to go in, but I like to gradually, it gets hotter and hotter. I like to leave it, and as soon as it's like fire on your body.
You see, in the morning, I have a cold shower.
Oh.
Then, in the evening, I want to be scalded.
I just feel like the hot water on your shoulder muscles in the evening, it just relieves all the sins, the toxins and the stress. It's so good.
Yeah, if I don't have a scalding bath, I have a scalding shower. I want to burn. I want to come out red.
Well, that's what I kind of was, I wasn't hoping just for that, but basically I got in there. I was like, woohoo, perfect. Literally, I like to set the temperature, then I'll get unchanged, and then I get in.
Okay, yes.
Got in. It's like a fucking freezer.
Those people who get in and then turn the shower on. No.
How do you do that? Because it starts so cold.
Are you mad?
You never know.
No chance in hell.
No way. Then I had a nosebleed.
What?
Yeah, I feel like, have you ever had a nosebleed?
Yes, probably, but not for a very long time.
I get them all the time.
Oh.
As in at least twice a month. But I think it's because I'm anemic.
What's anemic?
When you've got low iron in your blood.
Oh, you need some spinach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although spinach doesn't actually have that much iron in, despite what we think about Popeye.
But I did a long period of time where I ate a lot of spinach, and my iron did see a high increase, and I was told I need to stop eating iron.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get constipated?
I'm not going to discuss my lavatory movements this week.
I had enough shit talk from you.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, I need a coffee at this point. I was going to go make a coffee. Opened the fridge door. Forgot yesterday I ran out of oat milk. So I was like, fantastic. And I'm a fussy bitch and will only drink oat milk. And pop down to Sainsbury's. Hop on in there. Get the oat milk. Just a weird coincidence that there's absolutely no Oatly barista milk left in Sainsbury's. Go back. Okay, I'm going to double check the train times. The train I'm going to get is cancelled. I'm like, oh my God, we're in a global pandemic and Thameslink can still not run a service.
That's adequate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, shit, my work pass. How do I get into the fucking building? Can't find it anywhere. I empty all of my drawers, all of my safe places, can't find it. So I'm like, well, this is embarrassing. I'm going to have to go back and be like, soz, I've lost my pass, even though no one's bloody done anything for the past 3 months. Like, have you lost it?
Is there even anyone there to help you get your pass, a new pass?
Yeah, the office team are in there and they do reception
nice.
and stuff. Walk down, get on the train. Train's absolutely fine. It was quite a pleasant journey. I'm loving being able to get a seat.
Yeah.
I would quite like that to stay like that. Get there. My pass is on my desk.
Oh, it's just sat there chilling for 3 months.
Yeah, I just left it when I left in March.
Won't be needing this.
And my manager was like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention to you, your pass is here. Oh, do you know what I've just remembered? I meant to pick up my staff discount card. I've left that in the office as well.
Oh no.
I know.
Okay, well...
Sorry, that could be my pit of the week, but no.
Staff discount card, you do need that though.
Well, I've got the number. So I got the staff discount team to send me my discount number so it's linked to all my online accounts.
Oh, perfect.
It's just the shops, but I mean, I'm not really keen to go in a shop. Although when I was walking down here to Covent Garden, I was so tempted to go into all the shops.
Everywhere's empty, right?
It's so empty.
Yeah,
it's
no
bliss.
queues.
I walked past Zara and there was this... No, because I said I wasn't going to spend anything next month. Keep me away.
It's till July. It's fine.
Yeah, but I've got no money because I don't get paid till Friday. I'm actually quite scared.
This
And my
Friday?
card got declined in Waitrose.
Oh.
That was another thing for my list. And then the girl was like quite stroppy because I was like stood at the self-checkout. I was like just transferring money from my
Yeah,
savings to pay for this sushi.
There's nothing worse than when the bill comes and you know that you've got a certain amount on your card and a certain amount, because I always move my money around.
Yeah.
And this, especially when they're impatient, so they come with the bill and you're like, okay, and you start to move things and they stand with a card holder at you and you're like, they know right now I'm moving just to pay this £20 for some cocktails.
And I was like, she knows I'm transferring with my savings just to pay for this prawn geyser. Like, literally. Prawn geyser and a seaweed? Oh, skin bitch.
But you know what? Do you know one thing we can count on?
What?
We had a good reaction to the last episode, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Positivity. Whoop, whoop.
Everyone's acting well. They're laughing at you or with you about you.
I'm going to go with you.
With you.
Should we get into Pit and Peak of the Week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to go first. So, do you know what? I'll start posy. I'm going to start with
Yeah.
the peak. So, I was reunited on the weekend with my friend Charlotte.
Lovely.
And we went to Whitstable in Kent.
Nice.
Which was stunning. And we just had, you know, those days where it's just a perfect, lovely day. The temperature was perfect. You know, when you just smash the plans. We went for coffee. Let's have a wander. Then we'll go get lunch. Tried lobster for the first time.
Oh, did you enjoy?
Loved it.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I also tried oysters for the first time.
That's not a vibe for me.
Yeah, it was a bit interesting.
They're so salty.
Where we went was called the Lobster Shack in Whitstable. You had to download the app and you ordered everything on the app. A fantastic
Love
situation. But it was outside on the beach. It was dreamy.
Delightful.
And then you could order one oyster or like half a dozen, so that's 6. And she had them before, but she wasn't sure. And I was like, I'm just going to get one. Ideally, I wish I'd had 2 because I was so shocked by it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I need to do it again to suss out the taste. But it felt like I was just chugging seawater.
But aren't they an aphrodisiac?
What does that mean?
It means they sort of light the flame down below.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, does anyone want to come on a date with me and we can go hang out oysters? Actually, we're still social distancing. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah, 1 meter apart. Depending on the boy, that can work.
Oh my god, so that was just like my peak because it was just so nice.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah, and then my pit. So it actually follows on from last week. So you know my IKEA drawer situation after all of that kerfuffle.
Oh no,
what happened? I
happened?
had this vision. So I already had one set of those drawers, so I wanted another set to put them together.
Okay.
To create like a nice sort of bench dressing table situation. The top drawer is going to be all of my toiletries.
Yes.
Lovely.
Love that.
And basically the old drawers, so the original drawers, were from my old flat with my ex-boyfriend.
Right.
And he put those drawers together. And to be honest, I don't care about saying this on the podcast because it is true. Mm-hmm. And everyone knows it, but he's actually so stupid. You can tell that I have so much hatred towards him, but he's so stupid. And obviously, but it's annoying because he thinks he's so clever.
Yeah.
And anyway.
They all do.
They all do. So I got my new housemate, Craig, to build the drawers for me. So he built the drawers, brought them up to my room. And I was like, stunning.
Amazing.
Put them next to those ones. And I'm like, why do they look different?
And they're exactly the same.
Exactly the same IKEA mom drawer. But the ex-boyfriend, who shall never be named, because he doesn't deserve the recognition on this podcast, who is so stupid and has no brain cells, didn't put the drawers together properly, which is why they don't match. So my room visions are ruined. And if you know me, I'm a fussy bitch. So I'm having to go back to IKEA to buy a new set of drawers because I cannot stand those ugly drawers.
And now every time you look at them,
I just think of how stupid he is. It's right. It makes me so angry.
Okay, so should I do mine?
Sorry, I was having a drink and I didn't want to gulp down the microphone.
Oh my god, gulp, babe. Gulp.
Yeah,
Gulp,
you go.
Gulp.
Right, your turn now.
Okay, so I'll start with the pit because my pit this week is fine. It's no trigger warnings needed.
Thanks.
There's no
got to the toilet in time this time.
Yeah, no issues. It's absolutely okay. It's been a spot on week. But I was on a wander and I was walking across Westminster Bridge and I was actually talking to you and I was so excited about the podcast and I was in my own world, and you know when you're just so focused on your phone, you're just walking and walking and walking, and I walked into a pole and slammed my head against it. And what made it worse is the guy who was riding his bike went ha 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 as he cycled past, and I literally was like, Oh wow!
Oh, bless you.
That's the end of that one. But my peak is I am so here for socially distanced restaurants.
Do you know what? There is some things I'm here for social distancing, and it is trains,
Yes.
like tube,
Yep. I mean, I don't get the tube, but yep.
kind of like eating outside,
Yep.
that restaurant vibe. I'm fully here
So
for it.
I went to Selfridges. I went to the Brasserie of Light, which
Oh
is a
my god,
restaurant
the
in
truffle
there.
mashed potato there. Why? Who the fuck do I think I am?
I had tender stem broccoli and then about 12 drinks, but I was there for a long time, and they've partitioned with screen protectors and things every single booth. So you know how normally you like can hear everyone else's conversations and you can like it's like you are in your own table but there's people literally like an inch from your head. So if you like lean back in laughter like ha ha ha, you bash them.
I had that when I went there. There was like mums who brunch or whatever, ladies who lunch next to me. And when I got up to go to the toilet, I had to literally shimmy my ass past their table. That's, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So everything's distant and the screens, it felt very nice and protected. And I just had a wonderful time. And I just thought, I can get on board with this. There was little anti-backs on all the table.
That's so good.
Wonderful. Shall we move on to today's topic?
Let's go for it. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, so this week we are going to talk through the divide between the North and the South.
And we're going to find out if we're actually Northerners or Southerners.
What do you guess you are before?
Right. I think I'm a Southerner because...
Wait, hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Like what you hear, or just like us and want to be supportive, head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button. It so matters in helping us get this thing off the ground. So go and do it.
Can we just discuss the fact that Rob, honestly, that segue was so good?
Is he a little professional?
Are you okay?
I hope it sounds as good when we listen back to it.
It will once you add the snazzy jingle in there.
Oh yeah, like...
We both moved to London for university.
God, it's exhausting holding this thought.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm still holding.
We moved it for university. You moved in 2014, I'm in 2015, right?
Yeah.
And we went to the same university but different colleges.
Yeah, so we went to University of the Arts London. I did London College of Fashion.
I did London College of Communication.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to move to London from the north? What made you want to move down here?
I always knew I wanted to move back to London because I was born in London. And then when I was 8, I moved to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I always said, as soon as I can, I'll move back down to London. It was just a no-brainer for me. There was nowhere else that I would rather be. And...
Okay, Jess Glynn.
Oh my god! That is so embarrassing. Can you cope with Jess? Was it Jess Glynn who got
Sexy fish?
who didn't get into Sexy Fish? She was wearing a tracksuit.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, fair enough. I don't get dressed up to go to posh dinners for the person next to me to be in joggers.
I mean, that's why I wear joggers and go to places that accept that. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
So there's nowhere I'd rather be
No,
than the
no.
city. Okay, yeah. So I was like, love you up north, but you're not my forever. London, you are my forever. So that's why I came back.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh
my god, you were going to go to Manchester.
Right, so
This has all come back to me.
this is all coming back. So I finished my A-levels?
Yeah, you did A-levels. I did college. Did
So I
a
finished
BTEC.
my A-levels. I was going to move to Manchester. I never went to Manchester. So I accepted everything, went there, visited it maybe 2 weeks before. And then when I was there, I was like, no.
No, do you remember they were building your halls?
The halls weren't built yet.
And they weren't finished it. They weren't going to finish them
Yeah.
in time.
I remember I was with my mum and she was like, okay, this is where you're going to live. And we looked to the left and it's a construction site. And I'm like, this doesn't look like the glamorous ensuite situation that I accepted 5 weeks ago. What? But I got back in the car, had a 4-hour nap, and then Googled courses in London and found one at the University of the Arts London for postgrad.
Yeah.
And then I was looking, and I found it for undergrad. I went, Mum, I'm going to go and do this next year. I'm going to travel to America. And so...
Oh my god, you did America.
Yeah, and I came to visit you in your halls on the day of my interview. It was in
Yes, you did.
And then I got the interview, I was accepted, I was like, right, moving to London, done, finished.
Yeah.
Everything was wrapped up. But London as a city changed my life greatly because I came out as gay. I mean, everyone knew I was gay, but I came out as gay in the summer before I moved.
Oh,
to my
did
family. It was very late. I
you?
sent them like a text when I was sat in the bath.
Because you never actually came out to me. It was just one day you were like, oh my God, I went on this date with this guy. And I was like, oh, well, I guess this is him just saying he's gay, even though I
like,
fully knew.
Did you pick that drawer up off the floor in shock? What? You don't have a girlfriend? What? But I was able to really explore that whole side of things and become a lot more comfortable within myself. I don't know if that would have happened in Newcastle.
Do you know what? It's weird. Obviously, that's like different to me, but I feel like I fully not found myself, but I just became my own person in
Yeah.
London. I spent so much time in high school back home just trying to fit in and never feeling like I actually did really fit in. And then in London, like, you can just be who you want to be. No one actually cares.
So, when you first moved here, what was the sort of reaction of people to you as a girl from the north moving into London? So, the first people you met, was it like a freshers event?
It was in halls, and that first night, I remember we had a Facebook group, and obviously they do like a welcome event, and I think someone posted being like, hey, like, I'm going to go to the shop to get some wine. Does anyone want to come? And I was like, do you know what?
You've got to.
You just have to do it.
You
I just
have
commented
to.
and I was like, yeah, like, because she looked really nice, like, and friendly. And I was like, yeah, I do. I'll meet you at reception. She was called Tanya. And we went and we got wine, and then we you just go up to the courtyard, you just sit with people. And you just,
It's the strangest experience.
it's the weirdest thing.
Who was the first celebrity you spotted?
Oh my God, mine was Russell Brand.
Oh, that's a good
A
one.
really good one. I remember I had been home for the weekend because my first term of uni I hated. I
Did
went
you?
home every weekend I could if I wasn't working because I was so homesick. I really struggled to get into it. And then after Christmas I was fine.
Okay.
But I was coming back from home and I was like lugging my suitcase. And I'd got the bus from King's Cross because Shoreditch isn't that far from King's Cross, but it like terminated early and I had ages to walk. Then walking past this cafe at the bottom of my street, and I'm like, oh, that's Russell Brand. Just like stood outside, just having a chat with someone, having a coffee. And I was like, this is like so fucking weird because like
Yeah.
Russell Brand and like St. Trinian's is so iconic.
Oh, St. Trinian's is so iconic.
good. And I'm just heaving the suitcase. I'm
Number
like,
one, though.
oh
Number
my
two is
God.
dreadful.
Oh yeah.
Terrible.
So that was mine. Who was yours?
Super Nanny.
Stop.
I think her name was Joe Frost. Or
Yeah.
something. Joe Frost, the Snooper Nanny, was in Sainsbury's.
No
But
way.
but that Sainsbury's had talent in it. There was like Eddie Redmayne in there sometimes. Loads of people. Graham Norton used to walk his dogs. I loved
Oh my
it.
God. Considering I was in Shoreditch, I hardly saw anyone. I saw one of Rizzle Kicks. Like, Rizzle Kicks?
Ooh. What was that?
Oh my God,
Let's
no,
get down
I've
with
got
the
the
trumpet.
best story.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
It's from Freshers.
Okay, let's go.
So me, and this is Tanya, who I went to get the wine with.
Okay.
We became quite good friends. We went out to this, I can't remember where it was, but it was west. I remember getting the tube to Earl's Court, and from Shoreditch to Earl's Court,
Okay.
that felt like going from London to Newcastle
Yeah.
on the tube. And we were all drinking. There was a big group of us, but we left the group. But I can't even remember that.
They ditched.
Anyway, there was someone from Made in Chelsea DJing.
Who? Can you say who? Should we not say who?
No, I'm going to say who. Like, who cares? It was,
Oh,
drop
okay.
dead gorgeous. And we were just dancing, and we ended up in his DJ booth with his friend.
Okay.
His friend was on Made in Chelsea for a bit, but I can't remember his name.
Right.
Anyway, I'm like so drunk. I think because we're in the DJ booth, I think the drinks just kept coming. I think I was
Probably.
drinking Prosecco. And then
Can I just side note say I hate drinking Prosecco in a club. I think
Same.
it's fizzy and bloated and
that's
gross.
what I just thought. Why was I drinking Prosecco? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously I didn't have a clue. And then we end up going back to like his apartment for like an after party, and it was literally me, Tanya, and his friend.
What was his place like? Was it nice?
It was vile.
Stop.
I will never forget. We were
Why?
just so confused. So it was in gorgeous classic Chelsea red brick apartments. It was
Okay.
like a basement apartment. I remember going to the toilet. There was like no toilet roll. Like
Ugh.
obviously there was 3 boys who lived together.
That's not an excuse. Men need toilet roll as well.
Yeah, and the sofa was like minging and it had weird hippie blankets over it.
Oh, God.
That was quite small. I remember the kitchen was just a mess. Like it was
Oh,
just
no.
like just mess everywhere. There was like nothing in the fridge. I remember being like, "Can I find a glass to get a glass of water?" When I woke up in the
Oh.
morning. We got home and
Oh, we staying?
yeah, so I stayed over. So this friend who I think I was getting with his friend.
Did they at least give you a sleeping bag?
No, he went to bed and like passed out. He was so drunk.
Oh.
Then his like other friend appeared, and I can't really say what they were doing like on the podcast, but like sniff, white powder. honestly could be having like
They'll
a
sugar.
dip dab.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was just so I don't do any of that, and I'm
No,
very anti that.
me
and
too.
so was Tanya. So we just like carried on drinking because that was it. In the taxi back, we stopped off at the shop to get more drink. So we just carried on drinking. And then I remember trying to ask him about Made in Chelsea because I was like, "What happened with you?"
Yeah. Same.
And he was like, "Oh, like the show just tries to like really force you to like be together. It just wasn't working out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I remember like me and Tanya just woke up in the morning and we were like, what the actual fuck are we doing here? Also, like, where are we in the middle of West? Like, I don't think we had battery on our phones.
Oh no, they left you.
Yeah, and I went out that night in like denim shorts and like a crop top.
Mm.
And can you imagine doing the walk of shame through Fulham?
There's nothing worse than a walk of
It was the
shame.
most unclassiest
Oh, God.
situation ever. And I remember his friend had a rucksack and he had a white Top Man t-shirt in. I was like, I'm just going to put a t-shirt over my
Yeah,
shorts.
try and look a bit.
So I put on this t-shirt and shorts, and his friend has like some sunglasses on the side. I'm like, I need them. They literally look like the ones you buy from like a tourist shop in Ibiza.
Love it.
Anyway, I think we'll leave a note and we're like, thanks for like a fun night. Here's our numbers, BB and Tanya. Then his like friend texts me later that day, hey, like, can I have my sunglasses back? It was like sunglasses and t-shirt. And I was like, it's a Top Man, like £10 t-shirt. Sunglasses are not Ray-Bans. And I was just like, yeah, sure. He was like, you can post them to my office. But his office ended up being round the corner from the Topshop office when I worked at Topshop years later. And I remember I was out for lunch on the phone and I was stood on the phone on the corner. He was walking past and he was like staring at me and I was like, he fully recognises me. And I fully recognise him.
And I still have his
And I
sunglasses.
still have those shitty sunglasses.
Are they nice?
No, they're
No.
like fake Ray-Bans.
Oh, God.
So anyway, that was my first celeb encounter.
What was your most drunken story from Freshers? What's the moment you were like, oh, God.
Oh, I think there was one time where my hangover was so bad. And you know those bathrooms are so small. I sat on the toilet and was shitting myself whilst throwing up in the sink at the same time.
Love that.
It was so bad.
Love that.
But I think that was the drunkest state I've been.
Mine was not in Freshers. I was still in university. I was living in a studio in Southwark, and it was big. Like most people imagine a studio to be like you can like make dinner, sit on the toilet, and
Yeah.
shower at the same time. No, it was big, and I came in from a night out at 4 a.m. Was like, okay, I'm gonna have a shower because that's gonna make me feel nice before I go to bed. I was
Yeah.
very, very, very drunk, and I got in the shower, and I do have this habit sometimes. Do you like to sit down in the shower?
Yeah.
I adore it.
It's sometimes when I'm sad, I just do that.
Yeah, and I put on my depression sour
Same,
playlist.
and I just embrace
I
the
sit and
sadness.
listen to "You Can Hold Me in the Street." Can you kiss me
No, I
on
listen
the
to
dance?
If I Lay Here, If I Just Lay Here,
So
Would You Lie?
and just forget the world.
World.
And you're like,
And then that's
it's so
actually, I'm gonna
movie-like,
listen
isn't
to
it?
that song after this.
It's so movie-like. I don't know what happened, but because it's a halls building, it was a shower curtain. It wasn't like a pole thing.
Oh my god!
So
mine, it used to
I
stick to me.
remember falling to the floor in the shower and falling asleep for 4 hours, and I flooded not only my bathroom, not only my entire studio, not only the corridor, not only the lift shaft, but that water fell through the ceiling onto the international student who lived below and onto her MacBook. And I woke up, no lie, about 3 or 4 hours later, and I honestly thought that it was just the bathroom. So I didn't open the door and was like, oh crap, like it's so I was using like my hands to get it out, and then I opened the door and saw all of my extension cords floating. This was like thick. This was like 6 inches of water everywhere. And I moved out literally about a week later in the middle of the night and never paid anything. Sorry, guys.
Did you?
Got away with it. Terrible. It was terrible.
Wait. Wait. Was that at the end of halls then?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I remember using a pot and pan thinking, I'm going to be able to fix this. And then I opened the door of the corridor and saw it all down and then into the lift shaft. And I was like, there's no way I'm getting away with this. There's no way. And I was so drunk. You know, when you're so drunk. I was like, I'm half drunk. I rang my mum. My mum's like screaming, like unable to help. And I'm sure halfway through I just left because I had tickets for a matinee. I was like, I'll deal with this later. It might soak itself up.
Do you know what's hilarious? You couldn't actually do that in my halls because our water was so shit. It would go off like all the time. And I remember the first time it went off, it was off for like 3 days. And there was like a freshers.
Sorry, 3 days with no water.
Yeah, don't. This happened so many times. I remember coming back from Milan because we went on a uni fashion trip to Milan. And there was no fucking water.
Oh,
I
wow,
was like,
I couldn't do that.
Fucking get me out of here.
Absolutely not.
And they were like, you can use like the gym up the road to shower. And I was like, we pay £180 for this.
It's so expensive. A week.
A week. So water went off when there was this freshers like Holly Colour Festival, you know, when you
stop.
throw that powdered colour, the coloured powder.
Yeah.
And everyone came back with like pastel chalk all over them and couldn't even shower.
What's the difference, do you think, between hangover food or just food in general that you would grab in the north to the south?
Well, in the north,
Is there something you miss?
Greggs was so accessible in the north.
Oh,
I remember in London, like I think it took me a year to find my first Greggs.
really? I understand
They
that.
weren't near me.
No way.
Now, thank God, in Streatham. One of the main reasons I went to Streatham was because there's a Greggs on the high road.
But Greggs doesn't have the same stuff.
No, oh my God. Whatchamacallit? Empire biscuit.
Oh my god.
Up north, you get an Empire biscuit.
An Empire biscuit
And
is...
we used to get them on our lunch.
the
at
holy
school.
grail
We used to walk
of a
to
baked good.
Greggs and get our lunch.
And it's like shortbread jam, shortbread icing, a little glacier cherry on top.
Oh my God, so good.
So delicious. But people there's loads of different combos that you don't get down here.
So like cheesy chips and gravy. But the thing is, right, I love chips. Like, okay, I love chips and gravy. I have it like once a year. I didn't really used to have it in the north. Maybe chips and curry sauce.
Oh, Christ.
I don't really eat chips and gravy. But there's just times that you crave it. And I remember me and my friend, who's also northern, we really wanted some. And the chippy lady starts whisking up this bistro granules. Watery Bristol. I was like, that's not how you do gravy. And then just kind of poured it on. It was like the most soggiest, tasteless. Ugh. No, southern people don't know how to do food like that whatsoever.
No. But that's the thing, in the south, I think all the food, it's all about presentation. It gets delivered to me on like a wooden stick. And it's all about design and flair.
Do you know where is dreadful for that?
Where?
That Elan Cafe.
Oh, the Instagram
Elan
one.
Cafe. It's all pink and flowery. What? It's £7 for a slice of cake in there, you know. £7 for a slice of cake.
I could buy a full celebration Colin for that.
Honestly, and £4 for hot chocolate.
I'm sure I paid £6.95 for some water in there.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. And people go and pay the prices because it's so Instagrammable.
Terrible. I'm just going to finish the chocolate eclair 1 second.
Okay,
Do you want chocolate?
yeah.
What do you want?
I don't know what I want. Can I have a fudge, please?
Of course you can, babes. And there's just this massive, what do I call this? A cylinder.
A massive, massive jar. By the way, I think I've been sent a dick pic.
Oh my god, can we share?
No. I
Who
don't
by?
know. Oh, this boy I was kind of like sleeping with pre-lockdown.
Oh, so you've seen it already?
I've seen it already. But it's just like there, it's just like view photo. And we were sending
Let's
slightly
open it.
sexy messages yesterday, so I'm like, I bet this is a dick pic.
Let's open it together.
No. Because I can't leave it on red.
You just said the devil.
Huh?
You just sent the devil.
No, I do not use the devil emoji.
Why?
I use like the winky one or the 2 eyes.
Do you ever use the one which is like the smile but it's half up so it's like a
Yeah, that's when I'm feeling really sexy.
little frisky?
I want to continue the sexy conversation this evening, so I'm going to send it later. I'll open it
Ooh,
later.
take a cheeky little pic. Don't put your head in it though. We don't do that.
I took such a banging... It wasn't a nude, I had underwear on. A banging pic last night. I was like, okay.
Do you know what though? If any of my nudes, not that I don't take lots of nudes. If any of them got leaked, not that anyone would ever leak them, I honestly wouldn't care because I like banging in any single photo I send.
I've got a story about this. This is actually the most bizarre story. So it was my granddad's funeral not that long ago in lockdown. And I get this message from this girl on Instagram. And she's like, hey, just to let you know, there's photos of you in this bait group. And I was like, this sounds fucking dodgy. But her profile's legit. She's followed by someone I know back home.
Okay.
I'm like, shit. I'm like, what is a bait group? And she's like, it's like on Instagram. Hold on, I'll send it to you. And I was like, yeah, can you screenshot it? And I was like, look, I'm at a funeral. Like, I don't really have time for this. Like,
Yeah.
here's my friend's username. Can you message her? Because my friend Bex is like the level of MI5 is what I am. So I was like, she'll be able to
She'll sort this
investigate
out.
what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And this girl, she sent a link, and it was like a link to like open Snapchat. And I was like, hold on, there's no screenshot. It's a link to Snapchat. But I was still so worked up. I was like, this is dodgy.
Well, yeah, you would be.
And also because someone did log into my Snapchat a couple of months ago.
Oh.
But I never use it like I used to use it. And there was, like, you know when you go on memories or whatever, there was pics in there. But I deleted them when I logged back in. And then when I was messaging Bex in a panic of like, oh my god, you need to sort this. And I was like, actually, to be fair, if they're the ones on Snapchat, that's fine because my tits look banging. And that was my reaction.
That's the thing, guys.
To the potential of my nudes being leaked. I was like, I don't care.
And also,
I look well good.
it's done well for people, to be honest. But if a nude got leaked, just make sure it's a good one.
Yeah.
If you're gonna send one, don't send a dodgy angle.
Please, anyone listening, not like my pictures ever go around. Like, that's not really a thing that I do. But please don't think that's fine to leak them.
Yeah, well, it's illegal now. I will sue. No win, no fee. What?
But basically, this girl's account got hacked, and this person who hacked it was going around messaging people saying that there was photos of them online. Really fucked up. But
terrible.
no nudes of me floating around.
That's good.
So we went a bit off topic there.
Yeah, what?
I'll open that dick pic later.
Yeah, where were we at? Moving to London versus the North. Empire biscuits? I can't remember. Food.
I'm really munching on this finger of fudge.
Is it good?
Really good.
Delish. What advice would you give to someone who was going to move from the North to the South or the South to the North?
Be prepared for how expensive it is. But be savvy be savvy in the street. Like,
yes.
Don't walk around on your phone because someone on a moped
grabs it.
will grab it. Because I remember that was it in Halls. There was a week where this gang were just going up and down the street on mopeds, grabbing people's phones. And one of my friends, his flatmate, she was like an international student. She was walking around with her MacBook, literally not in a case or anything, just her MacBook under her arm. And the person on a moped went by, grabbed it from her, but with such force that she broke her wrist.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's such a thing in London. You know, you're just stood by, waiting for the bus, you're on your phone, whoosh, someone goes by. So, like, you've got to be savvy.
100%.
What would you say?
I would say from moving from the North to the South, you need to just be aware of money.
Yeah.
What you get for your money. Housing. I have people who pay less than me who have a full house in Newcastle.
Oh my god, it does. It makes me so sad.
And I'm like, I mean, I enjoy my little situation in Covent Garden, but at the same time, like...
It's wild.
It's wild. Culture. I do think there's a big culture. When I first moved here, the amount of people who referenced Geordie Shore is a joke. That stained the Northeast.
It really did. It's so embarrassing.
Like, a little bit more Ant and Dec.
Yeah.
Let's look a bit more upmarket. Well, for the most part. And people won't understand your accent.
I didn't think I had a strong accent. People literally were like, I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't have a strong accent.
Well, it's totally gone now.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I liked it though.
What words do you think you still have?
I don't know. It comes out when I'm drunk or if I'm angry. More so.
Oh,
when I'm
angry, yeah.
Yeah.
I get fuming.
Fuming.
Or I'm hungry and I want a cookie.
Cookie.
That's it. Cookie and fuming.
No. And people would be like, why I? Geordie Shore, why I? Arit man. But no one really
speaks like that.
No. But then also, I think if you're from the south moving up to the north, I think my advice would be people aren't weird. They are just friendly. Because, you know, in London, or like in the... I think southerners are rude. I'm not saying everyone who's a southerner is rude, but if you start speaking to someone, like on the tube or whatever, they're like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you speaking to me? Whereas if someone back in Newcastle starts speaking to you on the metro, you have a full-blown conversation for your journey.
I mean, I never want to speak to anyone on a public transport in my entire life.
You don't really take public transport, do you?
No, Uber life.
When you moved to London, you got introduced to Uber.
And yeah, I took a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was like 790 something in the space of 3 years.
God.
But it was fabulous. And I lived in pretty much central anyway, like by the South Bank. And I just used to like Uber to Covent Garden. It'd be like £6. That adds up.
You could really just walk that now.
I would walk that now. I was
Yeah.
very lazy and very obese.
Yeah.
What's your Uber rating?
Oh my God.
Pull that
look.
up. My Uber rating
Yeah.
is 4.3, which I've been told is bad.
Mine's 4.6.
4.6, you bitch.
Yeah.
4.3.
But what have I done for the 0.4?
What have
To be
I
fair,
done?
I get mine mostly when I'm drunk. I just get them when I'm drunk, and I'm like, "Woo! Can I have the aux lead? Get the tunes on,
I'm always,
DJ."
Have you got a charger? Have you got a charger?
Have you got
That's
a
me all the
charger?
time. I've got a charger, and they pass you, and it's never can stretch far
It's an
enough.
Android.
So, oh my god,
Yeah.
4.3. What a cheek. So, do you know what we should do?
Go on then.
We found on BuzzFeed this quiz, and it says, "Are you more northern or more southern?"
We bloody love a quiz.
We love a quiz. Who doesn't love a quiz?
I reckon I'm going to be southern.
Okay, yeah, me too, to be honest. So what we'll do, we'll read it out. I'll put your answer in mine, and you put my answer in yours, and then we can reveal
Yeah.
who gets what. So the first question is, what do you put on your chips? Ketchup, gravy, curry sauce, mayo, cheese and gravy, or what do you mean on I sometimes dip them in salsa or guac?
Why does that feel like that would be me now?
What would you do?
So I actually put mayo.
You're a mayo.
I like mayo on chips.
Okay, I'm a ketchup.
You're a ketchup.
Okay, what's the next one?
How do you pronounce the thing in your bathroom that you fill with water? Bath or bath?
I'm gonna have a bath. I say bath.
I'm going to have a bath.
Your bath. Okay. If you were feeling a little parched, what would sort you out? Tea, but only if it's Yorkshire tea, coffee, or other.
Oh my God, see, recently I've been obsessed with coffee, but I am such a tea, but only if it's Yorkshire tea girl.
So you'll go with that
Yeah.
one?
What
I
are you?
only drink green tea or water.
So I'm putting other for you.
Yeah, sometimes I'll have a Coke Zero, but mainly
Yeah.
green tea. How much are you willing to spend on a pint?
Oh, so I don't really drink pints, but I feel like I would spend up to £4.
I think on pints £5.
I just don't know.
I don't drink. Shockingly, I don't drink beer.
Actually, there is an option. So it says up to 2, up to 3, up to 4, up to 5, or whatever it costs, especially if it's a good beer. I would be that one.
Okay.
I don't really look at the price anymore.
I would probably say up to £5.
Yeah.
I think they're £5 for a pint.
I've got no clue.
What do you call a bread roll?
A bun.
A bun. Okay.
Like, is that if you would put like a bacon sandwich?
I mean, I call it a bread roll, to be honest.
Do you call it a bread roll?
It's a bread roll. What? Tea cake, batch, cob, balm. Who calls it a balm?
There's so many. Right, and my friend Emily from Coventry, I swear she says cob. It's
A
something
cob?
really bizarre. Like,
Cob
what the
sounds
hell?
pretty like corn on the
Corn
cob.
on the cob?
Yeah, no, we're not
Or a
Nando's.
barn. I just think of a farm, like a barn, like a farm barn.
Oh, this is a good one. Where is the north-south boundary? So you've got the Watford Gap. Don't know where Watford is. Probably somewhere in the Midlands. There's no such thing. There's the north, then the Midlands, and the south. Anything below Sheffield is the south. Anything above King's Cross is the north, or Hadrian's Wall. Most people I know from the south would probably say above from King's Cross.
Yeah.
They think everything apart from London and Surrey is the south. Is the
I'm
north.
also howling at Hadrian's Wall. But I'm going to say there isn't a north-south boundary. It's, for me, I say north, Midlands, south.
Okay, I'm
What do
gonna
you
say anything below Sheffield is the south.
Okay.
I don't know where Sheffield is. Isn't it next to Manchester?
I'd say Midlands.
Okay, I agree with that then.
When you get off the bus, do you thank the driver?
I don't get the bus.
That is actually an option. Yes, no,
I
I
have.
don't get the bus.
I've got the bus once in my entire life.
Well, I'm going to say yes, because in London you go off different doors, but there's some buses that you go off the doors that you get on, and when you do, I say thank you.
You're so polite.
It's because maybe I'm northern.
Yeah, manners. You need to go to the shop, but it's spitting outside. What do? Put on a raincoat, take an umbrella, enjoy a stroll in the unusually pleasant weather.
I take an umbrella.
Okay, I would just enjoy a stroll.
Yeah, you would.
I'm made of steel.
What do you call your evening meal? Dinner, tea, supper, pub?
Dinner. What do you call it?
Dinner, but sometimes I do call it supper.
What? People call it tea, don't they?
Yeah.
No.
What's the tea?
What's for pub? That can't be legit.
Oh, that's weird.
People
Do
are-
you reckon that's a Midlands thing?
Yeah. Oh, I've got your answer.
I've got yours.
Yours says, you got somewhere in between.
So did you.
OMG, look at us.
The description is, like Nick Clegg before it all went tits up, you lie somewhere in the middle, taking the best bits from the north, such as putting gravy on chips, and the lower and the south, lower rates of rainfall. And that there's some happy middle ground, and it's probably somewhere near Birmingham.
Do you know what? We're the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Call us Hannah Montana.
You get the best of both worlds.
And on that note, we'll be right back with this week's pitches for the Gal Code. Taking the attention away from us just for a split second to shout out an Instagram account that I think you should check out. So if you head across to Instagram and search at @weddingsbysamantha_ and have a look at the amazing Samantha Sell, who's just launched her new wedding consultancy business and has put together a beautiful feed picturing the best moments from people's special day. So check her out at @weddingsbysamantha_ and we'll be right back. So it is time for us to pitch our rules for the Gal Code.
I'm well excited.
So we've got our rules, but we also had a submission from a listener.
This is why I'm really excited.
So,
Can we play it?
should we play that one first?
It's by someone you know, isn't it?
So this is my friend Jess.
Hi, Jess.
And I really like this one.
Okay.
But she's explained it and then I've named it. So I'll tell you what the name is
love.
after. So this was hers.
So, as this is something that I am going through, a breakup, you should not tell your girlfriend who's going through a breakup if you see her ex or if you see him on social media. Like, just protect her and do not give her that information. If they're broken up and like if he's getting on and he's moving on with someone else, she just doesn't need to know. It's not your fault if it does hurt her and you tell her, but at the same time, just protect her. Little tiny things will trigger it and take her back to that place. With my friends, I don't want to talk about their exes. I want them to move forward. And with me, I don't want to hear about my ex. Like, I'm going through my own thing. And if people see him and see him out and about doing things, I don't need to know it. Like, I wish him the best, but I just don't need to know.
So I would call that one Protect, Don't Resurrect.
Oh, I like your slogan.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting, but I feel like that is something that should be agreed when your friend goes through a breakup. Like, do you want to know or do you not want to know?
Yeah.
See, but with that, I don't think I'd want someone to tell me. I think if I asked,
Yes,
I would want
I
them to
agree.
tell me. If I ask, tell me everything.
But I also think I don't want someone to tell me. I think I have the ability. I have a phone in my hand. Sometimes we all slip into the stalk phase, and we do a stalk.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they're moving on, and you know your friend hasn't moved on yet,
Yeah.
they don't want to know that.
Exactly.
So I like that. I think that was a good one. Protect, don't resurrect. The last thing you want is that brought up to you when you're having a good day and you've managed to move on from
Imagine
it.
if someone drops a bombshell over bottomless
No.
brunch.
Oh, no.
No.
So I like that one. What would be your one?
So I saw this tweet. My friend sent it to me because it's something I've kind of been just chatting about to her. Basically, this tweet is size 8 girls posing nicely and then posing, bending over, holding a roll. Doesn't make anyone feel better, by the way. There is
So
this
true.
trend on social media. I'm all for it for these mid-sized girls who are out here embracing, showing their curves, etc., and their, like, what do you call it? Because it's
Well, it's a role. People are showing
Yeah.
the fact that bodies are not this sleek perfection version that Instagram shows you. It's that everyone has a little situation here and there, and we should embrace it.
Yeah, they're doing that because their body type has hardly been represented in the media, society, whatever.
Exactly.
You know, if you're a size 8, you go into a shop, the mannequin's the same size as you, the campaign girls on the posters are the same size as you, the ecom models online are the same size
But
as
you
you.
also know that your size is going to be in the shop.
Your size is going to be in the shop.
Exactly.
You are always catered for. So if you're a size 8 girl and you see this on Instagram, don't see this as a trend that you need to start off with. Fully understand, yes, there are angles, we look better. You do not need to bend yourself into some obscure yoga position to find a roll to take a photo and be like, whoop, yeah, me too.
Couldn't agree
Leave
more
it
with that
out.
one.
I feel like I actually turned into a bit of a rant, to be
No one's
honest.
perfect. Like, no one is
Yeah.
perfect.
These people who are like mid-size, plus size, whatever, they have always had to deal with going into a shop, their body size isn't counted for. They don't see their roles represented in society, so that could lead you to think then doubts that it's not normal on your body, etc. They're trying to break that and show that it is normal, and I just think if you don't have it, just stay out of it, hun.
Yeah,
Put your nose away, find your niche and move on. So yeah,
like that one.
size 8 girls posing nicely and then posing bending over, holding a roll does not make anyone feel better, by the way.
Preach.
And who did that? Liv Parkin. Big up Liv Parkin on Twitter.
Love that one. At Liv. Well, my one for the week is this. A date without alcohol is just a job interview.
Oh my god.
Now, I personally believe if you go on a date, and especially a first date, and you aren't having it over a drink, you are essentially doing a job interview. You're asking each other structured questions, you're giving your structured answers, everyone is staying pretty much on the straight and narrow, and that's all it is.
That is so funny because one of my girls I used to work with, because this was when I worked in like next to like fashion PR, and basically in PR you will go on like what you call a press appointment, which is you will go for like coffee or dinner or lunch with a journalist. You know, you've got to woo them, you've got to try and like woo them to get your product and like your stories in the magazines and newspapers. And she was like, I love dates because I just treat them as a press appointment. And I was like, that's so true. Because you're like, how are you? How's your day going?
Yeah.
Da-da-da. That is a date without alcohol for me is a press appointment.
Literally.
And it's so boring. I went on a date with someone who didn't drink and it was literally just the worst. I mean, there was other factors that made that a horrific date, and I've only been on 2 dates in the past year. One with alcohol was fantastic. One without alcohol was diabolical.
And I'm not a big drinker, but I am not. And I've gone on coffee dates, and you just sit and pitch yourself to one another.
Oh, I need the
Honest to
G&T
God.
to take the edge off.
You just need it's just about the vibe. It's everything about it.
Yeah.
A date without alcohol is just a job interview.
I'm so with you on that.
So we need to pick one that goes in out of the 3 this week.
Oh my god. I like your friend's one if it's very gal cody.
I think so too. So should we pop that one in?
Yeah, and you know what? I actually feel there's a lot of people who might have been through like breakups, because I feel like in lockdown it's happened.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in for the gals going through the shit. That's for you.
Protect, don't resurrect.
Stay connected. Follow us on Instagram at the Gal Code Podcast, or at Robert Gartland, or BB_Bagnall. We want to hear from you and let us know what you want to add into the Gal Code. I'm going to go and reply to this dick pic.
You're going to reply to the dick pic?
Not right now. I'm going to leave your house, get home, get comfy, then reply to the dick pic.
Feel yourself.
It's going to be like 4 hours ago he sent it. He's probably paranoid, thinking, oh my god.
He's probably finished.
Also, I think,
To be honest, he's probably finished.
also, I don't even know if it's a dick pic. It just says photo.
Imagine if it's not. Don't open it on the train.
Oh my god, I'm not opening on the train.
No. So that is this week's episode of the Gal Code. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, for subscribing, for all of those other fun things everyone's been doing.
And we will see you next week with another episode.
Whoop whoop.
Bye.
Bye.